Hello fellow shadows, welcome back to another video, and in this video we're going to talk about Pirates of the Caribbean and how I've heard it's going to be a reboot. Before we get into it any further, into the news that I've heard, I like to say that, are you sure now is the best time since Johnny Depp has been the lead of the 5 Pirates of the Caribbean movies that we've got? And he is going through a lot of shit with Amber Heard. From what I've heard about her, what I've heard about her incident with Johnny Depp in isolation, she's a psycho. And what she did to Johnny Depp was wrong. And just because, she's a female, she thought that she could get away with it? Clearly not, because look at the backlash now. And I don't respect anybody who uses their gender or their age or their race to try to justify their actions. Because, well, maybe except for kids, but kids don't know any better. So that's why I'm saying with terms of age, kids are the exception. Because they don't really know any better. And they're still learning that what is right and wrong. But Amber Heard is not a kid. But I don't really respect anybody who uses their age, gender, or race, or ethnicity, if that's less offensive, to justify or religion for that matter, to justify their actions when they're in the wrong. And that seems exactly what Amber Heard has tried to do. So and I'm assuming what I'm hearing is true, then Amber Heard deserves, all the backlash that she gets because karma. Because what she did to Johnny Depp was so unfair and disrespectful. I'm not going to say that Johnny Depp is the perfect human being, because I made a video on my channel, on my personal channel, which I shall put a link to in the description below for the video, where I was saying that not everyone's perfect. Everyone that you idolize, everyone that you dislike, has their good and their bad qualities. I have my good qualities, and I have my, pretty much I got my pros and cons like everyone else. Yes, I wouldn't ever do anything like Amber Heard done to Johnny Depp, because that's stupid. And the only times where I would put my hands on anyone is in self-defense, as if they're trying to kill me. If my life is in danger, then that's the only time that would be literally the only time where I would put my hands on anyone in self-defense if I see my life is in danger. Otherwise, I would try to do things the diplomatic way. Well, if violence, and it seems like she just said, hey, well, I'm not going to do the diplomatic way, I'm going to do the violence way, which is wrong. I'm going to lie about it too, making the guy seem like a bad guy. And I hate how in our culture nowadays, our culture tends to blindly believe the girl first over the guy. And that's wrong. That's so wrong, because, yes, sometimes, if we're going to bring gender into this, girls are victims over guys. And in other cases, it's the opposite way around. Guys are the victims besides the girls. So, and clearly, in this case, the guy, Johnny Depp, was a victim over the girl, Amber Heard. So, do I think planning to do a Pirates of the Caribbean sequel or reboot is the best at the moment? Not exactly. Not from what I've heard. Because they're planning not to have Johnny Depp in it. was, as I said beginning of this video, he was in the 5 Pirates of the Caribbean movies. And I've seen all 5 Pirates movies in theaters. Whenever I think of Pirates of the Caribbean, one of the first things that comes to mind is Jack Sparrow. He's within the first 2 seconds. If you ask me what do I think of Pirates of the Caribbean, Captain Jack Sparrow. Maybe I'll say Barbossa or the Black Pearl as well on top of that. Like if you say within 5 seconds or 3 seconds, tell me who all the things that you think about Pirates of the Caribbean outside of it being about pirates and in the Caribbean. Johnny Depp as Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow, Barbossa, and the Black Pearl. So, doing a 6 Pirates of the Caribbean movie, whether or not it's connected to the other 5 Pirates of the Caribbean movies, or a reboot without Johnny Depp in it, is a good way to make not as much money as the 5 Pirates of the Caribbean movies made. And I'll admit, even though I did enjoy the comedy of number 4 and number 5 for Pirates, they weren't as good as the first 3. I'm sorry. The first 3 Pirates of the Caribbean were good. I think they could have stopped there and should have probably stopped there, but I did enjoy number 4 and number 5. And the reason why people like me want to see all 5 in theaters is Captain Jack Sparrow. He's the star of the entire series. Johnny Depp brought it to life, and I've heard that Johnny Depp had to fight just to get the Black Pearl out. Curse of the Black Pearl, which is the greatest out of all 5 the movies that we got. So doing a Pirates of the Caribbean movie without Johnny Depp would honestly be foolish on Disney's part. But that's not all. It's going to be by this new Pirates of the Caribbean movie, whether it's going to be a sequel or a reboot, which I first said reboot, is going to be by a female lead. That's the female lead being red, and I've heard she's going to not be as cool or whatever as Captain Jack Sparrow. The reason why the 5 Pirates movies were as successful as they were, regardless of the last 2 weren't as successful as the first 3, was because Johnny Depp was crazy in Jack Sparrow. He was kind of out there, and a lot of people like that. Barbossa even mirrored that, and a lot of people like that. And it was about pirates fighting each other. We had Elizabeth as our strong female lead of the first 3. We had Penelope Cruz's character as our strong female lead of the 4th one. And we had Captain Barbossa's daughter as our lead in the 5th one. As our female lead. If we're going... So, at the end of the day, as long as the story is good, I don't care what gender is the lead. In not only Pirates of the Caribbean, but in Star Wars, in the Arrowverse, in any property Disney owns and decides to make of, DC Comics, or any other content that might be released on through streaming services, or television shows, or movies. As long as the story is good. I don't care if the lead is black, white, Asian, male, female, Time Lord, Carillion, Twi'lek, an Asgardian, whatever. And as long as the story is good, I do not care about the gender. But they're setting it up where if by saying, oh, it's gonna be a female-led a movie. Well, what if it bombs? Well, you're going to set it up. They're going to play the card that, oh, the reason why the female-led Pirates of the Caribbean movie bombed is because males didn't support it. Well, it's not that us males didn't support it, because there will be some males who will go and see it to give it its fair shot. But you're putting your identity politics into the movie, into a pre-existing franchise. That is why Star Wars is failing at the moment. Because they're so focused, Lucasfilm's so focused right now, in making movies about female power. And we're force female power into this. We're gonna have an all-star female cast in a future Star Wars Disney Plus series. Oh, our female lead to our new trilogy? Well, we're not gonna make her really struggle. We're gonna make her the perfect human being in terms of she doesn't need any training in terms of being a Force user, being a Jedi. Like, Disney's shoving, well, more like that Kathleen Kennedy, shoving down her identity politics in Star Wars is the reason why Star Wars is failing. I don't even like L3 in Solo because she's annoying. And which is why when Lando was rolling his eyes after L3 said, Joyce rights? I was saying, yes, because that's me with Hollywood right now. Like, if you want to make an all-female led movie, don't try to force your views into don't try to force it into like a pre-existing franchise. Make your own series that doesn't connect to Star Wars or anything comic book related or Disney. Like in terms of pre-existing content for Disney. Like make up your own thing. Like my favorite princess in terms of Disney has to be Belle. And I'll get into more reason of why Belle's my favorite princess later on in terms of like Disney original. If you're going to talk about Disney, what Disney recently acquired, then my favorite Disney acquired property princess is Princess Leia. She's a badass. In her own right, Belle's a badass too. But Belle and Princess Leia are badasses in two different ways. And yeah, I've heard that Karen Gillan might play the female lead, and it's okay. If Karen Gillan is going to be the lead to this Pirates of the Caribbean, great. That's great for her. I've seen her. I was introduced to Karen Gillan in Doctor Who. That doctor, being the 11th Doctor, was my very first doctor for Doctor Who ever. And there was this pirate-themed episode, and she dressed up as a pirate. And this might make me sound like a player, but I mean this in an innocent way. She looks hot in a pirate outfit. But do I want to see her in Pirates of the Caribbean? Not if they're going to shove down their identity politics into our throats if we're going to see it. Long story short, the point I'm trying to make, making a fifth Pirates of the Caribbean movie, or sixth Pirates of the Caribbean movie, at the moment, might be a bit insensitive. Especially without Johnny Depp in it. Because of what Johnny Depp is going through. If you're going to make a reboot or a slight reboot, have at least Johnny Depp being like number 6 and have him passing the torch to the new girl where maybe he has a daughter or a relative, some sort of relative that we didn't know about, that he's passing on the torch to her. So that way in Pirates 7, assuming there's a Pirates 7, it can be about her. But at least give us fans a movie with Johnny Depp. If we're gonna make another Pirates of the Caribbean without Captain Jack Sparrow in it, seeing Captain Jack Sparrow passing on the torch, maybe have him die like Barbossa did in the last movie, and having this relative of Jack Sparrow trying to continue her relative's legacy. There you go. That's like towards the end of the movie and potentially in the next movie. There you go. That's how you can do it. Get a lot of fans on board. Without shoving down, hey, we're going to do female power. Shove down our throats. Because nobody wants to have identity politics shoved down our throats. But that's just me. And I seriously do believe that they're being insensitive to Johnny Depp here. But I went on my rant today. What do you guys think about this news? Do you guys agree, or do you guys want another Pirates of the Caribbean movie? And do you guys want this new Pirates of the Caribbean movie, whether it's supposed to be a sequel or a reboot, to not have Johnny Depp in it? Or do you want to have Johnny Depp in it? And since they're going to bring female power, would you guys be okay if, like, hypothetically, if this was going to be a continuation, hypothetically, if Johnny Depp was going to be in here as for one last run as Jack Sparrow, as a passing the torch type feel, like I wish the sequel trilogy of Star Wars would have been. Leave a comment down below. Have a nice day. Love you all. Be kind to one another. And I'll see you guys soon. And yeah.